Hey, I'm Robob. Welcome to the channel. Tap subscribe, ring that bell, and let's build something awesome together. Ready? Let's go.
The Spark of Invention. Arian sat on the edge of his bed, the glow of his phone reflecting off his classic blue-rimmed glasses. He was deep in a rabbit hole of engineering videos, watching gears turn and circuits hum. Suddenly, he looked up, his eyes bright with a new mission. "I want to build a robot," he whispered to the empty room, the idea finally taking root. The Great Hunt. He didn't waste a second. Arian burst out of the house, running toward the garage and storage sheds. He spent the afternoon digging through dusty corners and old bins, triumphantly unearthing sheets of sturdy cardboard. His treasure hunt paid off even further when he found his stash of electronics. Several Raspberry Pis and Arduinos, the digital brains he needed to bring his creation to life. Forging the frame. Back in his workspace, the air smelled of wet paint and cardboard dust. Arian began assembling the main body, carefully layering the material for strength. In the center of the chest, he mounted a massive real cooling fan that whirred with promise. Beside it, he wired up a heavy-duty power button. With the foundation set, he opened his paint buckets and coated the entire structure in a sleek, industrial gray. Arms and feet. The robot was taking shape. Arian finished the broad torso and attached two long gray-painted arms. For the hands and the base of the legs, he reached for something unconventional. A set of tennis balls. He fitted them onto the ends of the limbs to act as soft-touch grippers and sturdy feet. After a few more coats of gray paint on the legs, the mechanical frame was complete. The final touch. The workspace was a mess, and Arian's hands were stained a deep, messy blue from the final details, but he didn't care. He picked up the last piece, a perfectly round, spherical head. After drawing a large, friendly, smiley face on the front, he clicked the head into place atop the torso. He stepped back, wiping his blue-stained hands on his pants, and looked at his new friend. He finally had his robot. The missing piece. Arian stood in his workshop, looking at his creation. Robob's body, arms, and legs were a solid industrial gray, topped with a round white spherical head featuring a simple, hand-drawn smiley face. Though the robot looked complete with its green tennis ball hands and feet, Arian felt a pang of sadness. Robob was silent. "I have an idea," Arian whispered, a spark returning to his eyes. The upgrade Arian rushed to the electronics store, carefully hand-picking the specific components he needed to give Robob a voice and sight. Once back home, he went straight to work. He opened Robob's gray torso and began the delicate process of wiring the new systems. He carefully cut two tiny holes into the white spherical head, installing tracking cameras that would serve as Robob's eyes. "I am Robob." With the wiring secured, Arian put everything back together. He reached out and pressed the shiny power button located right on the big cooling fan on Robob's torso. The fan whirred to life. Robob's head tilted slightly as the cameras calibrated. Then, a calm voice filled the room. "Hello, Arian. I am Robob." "You're working!" Arian yelled, jumping with excitement. "I can talk!" Robob confirmed, its digital voice steady and clear. Finding his feet. While Robob watched him with its new eyes, Arian didn't stop there. He spent the next few hours installing and wiring motors into Robob's limbs. Finally, the moment of truth arrived. Using his tennis ball feet for balance, Robob slowly stood up and took his first shaky steps across the workshop floor. "Thank you, Arian," Robob said, looking at his creator. "No problem," Arian replied, the exhaustion of the day fading away. "You're the best," Robob added. Arian simply smiled softly, watching his friend finally explore the world they would now share. The shadow in the workshop. Arian was in his workshop when he felt a sudden chill, like someone was peering at him from the shadows. He stayed quiet, but his instincts were on high alert. He grabbed Robob, his gray-bodied robot with the white spherical head and green tennis ball hands, and moved closer to the source of the feeling. From Robob's perspective, the cameras calibrated and zoomed in. He saw a black figure wearing a mask, stealthily trying to steal Arian's supply of Raspberry Pi chips. Arian suddenly flipped the lights on and yelled at the top of his lungs, "Get out!" Before the thief could react, Robob lunged forward, tackling the intruder to the floor while Arian quickly called 911. Tragedy in the rain. Once the police took the thief away, Arian and Robob stepped outside to catch their breath. But in the excitement, Robob didn't look where he was going. He tripped and fell face first into a deep puddle. Arian watched in horror as Robob's vision blurred and his circuits began to spark and short-circuit. The rebirth of Robob, Arian rushed the robot back inside, stripped out the destroyed electronics, and replaced them with brand-new parts. When Robob finally powered back on, his memory was blank. Thinking fast, Arian opened Robob's head and inserted a motherboard containing the robot's original undamaged memory card. "Hello? What happened?" Robob asked as his personality returned. Arian explained the accident with the puddle and the broken circuits. "I have an idea," Robob suggested. "Make me waterproof." The invincible robot Arian went to work immediately. He sealed every gap and replaced the cardboard limbs with sturdy metal. He even engineered a special drainage system for the tennis ball hands. If water entered, it would be funneled to a heater in Robob's stomach. The heat would vaporize the water, while the cooling fans worked overtime to keep the internal temperature safe. To test the new build, Arian placed Robob in a bathtub. Robob stood tall and declared, "I am invincible." Arian wetted the tennis balls and leaned his ear against Robob's torso. Inside, he could hear the intense heat destroying the water, while the fans whirred loudly to keep the robot from catching fire. Robob was finally ready for anything.
Thanks for hanging out with me. If you had fun, smash that subscribe button and ding the bell so you don't miss any new adventures. Check out one of these videos next, and I'll see you in the future.